Anime is known for its upbeat atmosphere and tone, bright colors, joy, and humor. So there aren't a whole lot of dark anime. However, there are some, of which there are a few really good choices. So this is my best top 10, no, it's a top 10 list of dark anime, sort of. So with that in mind, what is your top 10 dark anime list? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know at the end of the video in case I've changed your mind. While you're at it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications because we're dropping videos like this every week. Starting off at number 10, we have Gangsta. Set in the underworld of crime syndicates and corrupt law enforcement, Gangsta offers exposure to various low-life type characters. Substance abusers, pimps, sexual harassers, hookers, muscle for hire, assassins, and twilights, a version of superhumans looked down on by society, categorized by the classic anime A, B, S type ranking. It's a struggle to make ends meet in the city of Ergostalem, and the leads, Nicholas Brown and Warwick Arcangelo, are by no means good guys, but they are the protagonists. Unfortunately, it was cancelled after season 1 and there is no satisfying ending. It just kinda stops. It's almost like the 12 episodes were a concept demo and the full production never came to fruition. A real shame as it had some great potential. At number 9, another obscure choice, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Now this is Snowpiercer meets Attack on Titan meets God Eater meets The Walking Dead. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress shows the outbreak of an extreme zombie-like virus during the Industrial Revolution in Japan. But the zombies, aka Kabane, are virtually unkillable, unless you destroy their heart, which is protected by an iron plate. It's rated R and it's gloriously violent and fast-paced. Follow the journey of a young engineer, Ikoma, who develops a gun-style projectile capable of combating the zombies, aka Kabane once again. The show ends abruptly after 12 episodes, but there is a movie coming, and potentially a new season in the distant future. At number 8, we have the more conventional and widely heard of, Psycho-Pass. This is Minority Report meets anime. Psycho-Pass is set on a futuristic Earth where technology and AI has advanced to the point where crimes can be prevented through a system which recognizes the psychological state of the user and determine if they're going to commit or highly likely to commit a crime. But it goes much deeper. The Siebel system that's in place by the government determines your value in society, your right to live freely, the career paths you should be on, and more. It's a restrictive world, even with all the technological potential, and people in it are a slave to the system. At number 7, we have Tokyo Ghoul. Kaneki is a weak, quiet boy, manipulated by a seductive woman. And then he becomes an infestation, a ghoul, only satiated by flesh, always at risk of killing his one friend, placed in a world where he's hunted, where the only way out is death. He suffers extreme torture at the hands of Jason. His character goes through multiple life-threatening and altering events, which destroy his being and create a monster. Sadly, the quality of writing and plot deteriorates in Season 2 and 3, hence the low ranking on this list. But the first season as a standalone is phenomenal, and there's some gorgeous animation. At number 6, we have perhaps the most watched anime of all time, Death Note. I won't explain the plot because you know it already. But Death Note stands out for making the protagonist effectively the villain, and for an appropriately skilled and intelligent antagonist. Death Note is about corruption and justice. What can make you corrupt? And what is just? And how should justice be carried out? These are real-world philosophical and moral dilemmas, to which there is no obvious solution. And that's what makes the show so compelling. You watch Light, a somewhat normal but intelligent teen, descend into the realms of darkness and corruption as power misguides and poisons good intent. At number 5, Grave of the Fireflies. It's the oldest anime on the list, and it's actually a movie, from the usually child tone-driven movies that Studio Ghibli produce. From 1988, Grave of the Fireflies retains Studio Ghibli's distinct art style whilst capturing the tone of World War II, and its effects on Japan after a firebombing resulting in a young teen and his baby sister being separated from their parents. It's a heartbreaking journey, as much it is true to life. The two siblings only have each other and battle against extremely poor odds to stay alive. At number 4, we have 2019's The Promised Neverland. This show follows 3 protagonists, Emma, Norman, and Ray, along with a cast of orphans who live together. Their lives have been full of joy. That is until the protagonists learn the orphanage is really a farm where children are raised and given to demons to be eaten. Learning that they have limited amount of time on their side, the 3 work out a plan to escape with the rest of the children. It's a very suspenseful horror type show, and it really builds up the tension. But at number 3, a different tone. Berserk. If I didn't include this on the list, people would go crazy in the comments. They probably still will because it's not number 1, but it's for good reason. So Berserk follows Guts, a muscle for hire, in an alternate world where 2 factions are at war. Airing in 1997 with a 3 a.m. slot, Berserk went under the radar for years, but since then it has developed a cult-like following, and justifiably so. It's incredibly dark, hence the 3 a.m. showtime. Each character, whether a main or side, has a clear motivation driving their behavior. It's a show of ambition. Guts starts out hollow and somewhat void of meaning. He is in pursuit of becoming more than just the muscle. The show's ultimate theme is bloodshed, ambition, and the sacrifices one has to make to achieve their goals in such a harsh environment. At number 2, we have Zankyou no Terror. Alienated from a society through a cruel childhood lab experiment to achieve child IQ super soldiers, 9 and 12 intend to expose the suffering they endured and the corrupt nature of corporations. They commit several terrorist-level attacks throughout the show's 11 episodes and demonstrate a disturbing level of cold behavior hardened by suffering. And yet within all that, they paint the word Vaughn after an initial attack in the opening of the series. Now Vaughn actually means hope, suggesting with all the pain 9 and 12 have endured, a brighter future could still exist for some. Maybe. And that right there is the tone of the show. Now coming at number 1, we have one of my favorite animes of all time, Erased. It's not action-packed, there are no superheroes, but Erased has heart-wrenching moments all throughout. A horrifying reality of events can and do happen in the real world. It's the hidden dark side of some of humanity and the light that decides to do something about it. A less than average 29-year-old travels back in time to the 5th grade to prevent his mother's death, and finds out the story doesn't quite end there. It's an emotional roller coaster, and I'm not going to explain or spoil the ending. It is truly dark, and it's emotional, and for that reason, it's number 1 on this list. So that wraps up our top 10. What's your top 10 darkest anime ever? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications because we're dropping new content like this every single week.